How does research in a poor African country relate to global climate change? Our two fellow scientists, ZUZANA and LENKA, spent 3 weeks in Zambia, Africa, researching climate change. Let's look at the details in a series of short videos with their engaging story. How does research in Zambia relate to global climate change?
Zambia, as any other country, is related to what is happening globally, and multiple socio-economic and environmental global issues affect the development in the country. On the socio-economic side, we can see that Zambia is related to other places on the planet through trade, through the flow of people, through history, for instance. Zambia used to be one of the important British colonies in the past, so we can see that Zambia is related to multiple socio-economic dynamics or issues that are happening globally. And of course, with climate change and with global change in general, the pressures on Zambia are growing. So one of the reasons why we might want to understand better what is happening in our case study area, and why we might want to be able to design international development cooperation better, is that in the future we might see places like Zambia being pressured by climate change and global change towards larger migration, maybe not directly to Europe, but to other African countries, which might be then affected by the pressure. And of course, if we want to mitigate those risks, if we want to mitigate that pressure, we need to target our international development cooperation better. So the reason why we invest in these projects is both because we want to help local people improve their livelihoods, improve their well-being, but also because we understand these connections with the rest of the world.
And what about environmental relations?
Zambia has seen quite a lot of effects of global change in the recent past. It is affected by climate change, and also it is affected by processes related to land degradation, because some parts of Zambia are particularly vulnerable because of its soil quality. Zambia has areas with sandy soils which are very vulnerable towards climate extremes. So Zambia has seen a lot of effects of climate change and global change in general in the recent past. And one of the most important phenomena that we can observe is the connection between climate change and the poverty and the vulnerability of people living in the country. So in a way, Zambia is an example, or like a case of a country which is trying to deal with climate change effects, although it is very vulnerable towards a lot of economic and social pressures. So even though in Europe we might not be facing as serious situations as Zambia is, there is a lot to learn for us from how we can cope with climate change effects and global change effects in the conditions of high vulnerability or in the conditions of high poverty.